Hey everyone, Ryan here, M&R Productions with another video sponsored by Republic Bricks. Today we have like a lot of brickheads. And, you know, LEGO has been making brickheads, I think, since 2017 or 2018, so it's a subline that's been around for a while, but unfortunately they just don't make enough of them to meet what I think everybody wants. And so Timmy from Republic Bricks has created some pretty good custom ones. So like I mentioned, this video is sponsored and he sent me these for free, but he also included a special code that you guys can use. The code SPYGLASS will get you 30% off of all brickheads, including the random brickheads mystery box. That's pretty good. I don't know why he called it code SPYGLASS, I'm gonna be honest. Let's see how many we got though, because honestly, I don't even know. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I mean, you didn't think I was gonna wait to build the best one. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That one fell to the ground. That is 19 custom LEGO Star Wars Brickheads. Oh my lord. Lovely. I don't think he came with a stand, so we'll see if that's true of all of these or not. But yeah, I gotta build all these, and I'll see you with the complete collection that I've got when I'm done. And here's all 19 brickheads built up in front of you, and they are organized actually in a way where we have 2 of the cheapest ones on the left and the 2 most expensive ones on the right. And at their regular retail price on his site, these ones go for $25 each, and these ones go for $43 and $45 each left to right there. So you can see they get rather expensive rather quickly. I don't know exactly, you know, what part costs how much, but definitely the difference in cost is mostly going to be attributed to the color of the parts. But more importantly, I think with his more expensive ones, you just have a very bulky Palpatine, and for whatever reason, with Dooku, he got a big stand. So, like, he's the only one with a big stand. And, you know, one of the things I find odd about these is there's some inconsistencies as to which characters get stands and which ones don't. Most of them have the black stand, but then 6 of them don't. So he told me that this was just an inconsistency in his designers and that some of them had the stand and some of them didn't. I'm not really sure why they just didn't give them all stands, but nonetheless, some of them don't include a stand. So if you're expecting that, make sure you double check what you're getting before you buy it, if you're looking to buy one at all. Anyway, one of the good things about the custom brickheads, in my opinion here, is the range of characters. You can really go for a lot of different things that LEGO is probably just never going to make. I don't think they released any LEGO Star Wars Brickheads in 2021, and they did not release that many in 2020. Mando and Grogu might have been the only 2, if I'm remembering correctly, but nonetheless, like, they're just not something that LEGO's pumping out like crazy, and so your character selection is rather limited, and then with these custom ones, you can come in and like pick whatever you want. It's going to cost you more than what a LEGO Brickheads is going to cost. LEGO Brickheads cost $10 a piece. These don't. But I think for some of the characters, for people that just want 1 or 2, it makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't go out of my way to collect all of these. I think, you know, I'm going to show you in a minute my favorites and my least favorites. But let's rapid fire go through each character really quickly to see what's good and bad about them. Episode 3, Mace Windu doesn't have a stand. Also, like, this is just, I don't know. I don't like the way it looks. It's a weird look. And no lightsaber. Like, come on, man. Gotta have that Mace Windu lightsaber. Clone Wars Obi-Wan, kind of hot. I feel like his mouth looks weird, but I shouldn't even say that because, like, they're brickheads. They are caricatures of the character, not, you know, replicas like a Black Series would be or supposed to be. So yeah, you're gonna see quirks on some of these characters, and it is what it is, I guess, at that point. But again, no lightsaber, just kind of disappointing. But these are the 2 cheapest ones, so I guess it makes sense that you get the least with them. But like, even still, you're paying $25. Like, I would feel like you should get something there. I really like this Ahsoka one, and it's rumored that LEGO's gonna have an Ahsoka one, so maybe they'll come out with something even better, and that's why I think, you know, holding off on buying the custom Ahsoka one makes sense. But, I mean, it does look really good. I love the Season 7 look. I like the color scheme of her character in Season 7. It just works out really well with her outfit and the dual-wielding lightsaber. So I really like that one. I just feel like it's a hard one to recommend, given the rumor that LEGO is going to be coming out with one. But I love, like, the building techniques and stuff. I think this one is really cool. It's just hard one to recommend. Gar Saxon, of course, very cool-looking character there. Really like him. Love his weapon as well. That'll go well with your minifig. We have Grand Admiral Thrawn, who, like I mentioned, I have had that on the shelf for about a month now, just sitting back there next to my Thrawn little statues, and I just had to have this. This one is so cool to me to have the Brickheadz Thrawn, because LEGO's probably never making this, so it's nice for me to have on my shelf as he's one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Darth Revan, of course, that's probably one LEGO won't be making, but red and purple lightsabers. Probably could throw that purple lightsaber on Mr. Mace Windu over there, but yeah, Darth Revan, a pretty good looking one. We have Emperor Palpatine, love him. We have Jar Jar. Now, Jar Jar is an interesting one. Of course, we wanted the Jar Jar Brickheadz, and it doesn't seem like LEGO is going to make a Jar Jar Brickheadz, which really, really sucks. They just don't want to listen to what the fans want. And while I think this one's fine, like, it literally is, like, a real caricature of Jar Jar. It really is a little extra, I would say. It's not as accurate as I would want, which is a weird thing to say with Brickheadz, because you're not looking for accuracy. But, like, the shape of his face is just so weird to me, and I don't even know, like, how you would do it otherwise, but, like, yeah, this one's just weird to me, and you may like it, you may hate it, but if you want a Jar Jar Brickheadz, it's one of the few options. I'm not sure what other options exist, but yeah, maybe build your own. Maybe cooler for some people, but not quite for me. I don't love this one as much as I think maybe some other people do. Timmy said it's one of his favorite ones. I don't know if I quite am on the same page, but Darth Jar Jar, which is basically that guy, or at least the head, and then a giant hood around it, which at this scale just feels too big. I don't know why I don't like this one. I love the Darth Jar Jar theory, and I love that Timmy made this, or had his designers make this, and that he's selling it. I think it's a really cool thing to at least have the option for people to buy, but it's not something that I've found myself particularly attracted to. I surprisingly ended up with a character who I didn't know who he was, and it's Darth Malak from the Old Republic. Something to do with Revan, and Revan cutting off his chin, Timmy told me. I'm not 100% sure, but if the rumors of a Old Republic movie hold true, I mean, these two are going to be real nice. If they're even in the movie, I guess maybe they could go with other characters. But, like, yeah, dude, this is pretty cool looking one, at least compared to, like, his actual character. Like I said, I had no idea who he really was before getting this Brickheadz, but it's a really cool looking character, and I think a pretty accurate representation, or at least, you know, in Brickheadz form, accurate of the character. So I actually really like that. This one's pretty cool. A Darth Maul with robo legs. Like, come on, it's just a neat looking one. Obviously a bit odd looking compared to the rest. It just doesn't fit the theme of Brickheadz and the way the legs are usually done. But with the markings on his face, it just looks really cool, and then the horns are really awesome on his head. So I think they did a pretty good job with that one, and you can actually change the angle of his legs and stuff a little bit if you'd like. I don't mess with it too much. We have a couple Captain Housers, and for whatever reason, the clone face just is not clicking with me. I actually prefer Hauser with the helmet off. I kind of wish he sold a version where you could just have the extra head, basically, that you could pull off and switch around, because the body is the exact same build, as you can tell, but the head and helmet are just the differences there. One of the bad things I would say about these two in particular is that you can see the pink underneath. Definitely should have picked a different color for the bricks underneath. I think that's something that he should take a look at with his designers for fixing in the future. Maybe stay away from these until that pink is fixed, because it just doesn't look great showing through on something that's supposed to otherwise be all white with a little bit of that teal color there. We'll pull in Calcus up next. This one's really good looking. Definitely one that LEGO probably will never touch from Jedi Fallen Order, but Calcus is just a beautiful look here. This is about what I would expect the LEGO one to look like. Some of these are a little bit extra from what you would expect LEGO to come out with, like that Jar Jar. Like if LEGO made a Jar Jar Brickheadz, probably wouldn't look too much like that. But this Calcus is pretty in line with the LEGO theming of Brickheadz here, so I actually really like this one, so we'll put him back off to the side. We have Bo-Katan up next, dual wielding some blasters, and she does have a jetpack around back. Very nice blue colors, white and black mixed in onto the front. Overall, pretty good looking character that I ended up really enjoying. I'm not a fan of this one, Wrecker, and it's a shame because it could have been such a cool one, but the reality is just the face markings, or the helmet markings rather, are not a very easy thing to get in this scale with the pieces that you're going to end up available to you. And for that reason, this is just one of the ultimate stayaways, I would say, out of the Brickheadz collection. We do have Tarkum. This is another one that I think is pretty in line with what LEGO would end up going with. And for that, I really love it. Much like Calcus there. They're the most LEGO-like. I'll put together 5 of the most LEGO-like at the end of this video as well. And then our final 2, the most expensive, Palpatine and Count Dooku. Like I said, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me why Count Dooku gets this massive stand. It's not like it's something from the movies or anything. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's just additional cost for people that probably just want a cheaper Dooku Brickheadz for the most part with just a regular stand. So yeah, that's the only qualm I have with that. Otherwise, I think it's a really good looking Brickheadz. He even has the detail of the clasp holding Dooku's cape, although it doesn't really hold his cape obviously on this Brickheadz. The cape looks pretty good on the back and overall really nice. It comes with the chrome Dooku lightsaber hilt, which is great to see. Don't see that too often in LEGO sets, obviously. And then we have the Palpatine here, who is a bit thick. I mean, he has really got it going on. Some nice contours on him, but he's got the gold lightsaber hilt and just pretty LEGO-like from what you would expect in a LEGO Brickheadz. These are my three favorites. We have Gar Saxon, Darth Revan, and Grand Admiral Thrawn, all bad guys, but I mean, aren't bad guys just generally the coolest anyway, so of course they're gonna end up here. I love these things. These ones are my favorites, and they'll probably end up on the shelf like Thrawn had been. Definitely the three I would recommend the most out of the entire lineup here. Not that the others aren't worthy of having on your shelf, man, these are just the coolest. And then my three least favorites here with Wrecker, the helmeted version of Howitzer, and then Mace Windu. And like, I wish these two weren't on here on my least favorites because I've wanted LEGO to make Clone Trooper Brickheadz for so long. I just don't think these ones look the greatest. And then the Mace Windu, I don't know what it is about this Mace Windu. He is just the like most basic looking Brickheadz you could imagine. And for whatever reason, I'm just not feeling it with that guy. Maybe his shoulder, like what did they do with the arm design? Like it looks like he's got some beefy shoulders. I didn't even notice that. Like look at the Wrecker arm design, right? It's just a 2x2 plate with a 1x2 tile. And you have these like bricks upside down for Mace Windu. I didn't even know. It's not like that on any of the other characters. They all have that same like similar arm design. I guess Obi-Wan kind of has it, but like very odd there. Nonetheless, these are my three least favorites and the three I would recommend the least, I guess. And these are the three I would call the most LEGO-like. Like, honestly, I could see LEGO releasing these almost completely as is if they were gonna steal some designs from here. So yeah, these ended up looking really cool. I love the Calcus. I know I didn't make my top three, but I don't really have a huge connection to Fallen Order. But if you do, I feel like this one's pretty dang good. And then, of course, Thrawn and Tarkin. This has been my overview of 19 of the Republic Bricks Brickheadz. You can buy them from republicbricks.com if you're interested. And you can use the code SPYGLASS on his website to receive 30% off any of these Brickheadz, including the Mystery Brickheadz, which only cost 20 bucks. So with that code, it brings it down to 14, which is like really cheap. That's close to LEGO's pricing for a custom. And at that, you're getting a mystery one though, so you never know which one you're gonna get. So it's somewhat like gambling. That's the fun of blind bags, I guess, as well. So you know, go wild with that one if you really want to. But yeah, make sure you guys check that out if you're interested in these. If you guys enjoyed this overview video, make sure you hit it with a like and let me know what you think and your favorites and least favorites down in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.